All right, this is a quick tutorial on how to do the Module 4 Microsoft Word duplication activity in the basic computer skills class. So for this activity, you're going to use all of the tools that you learned during this Module 4 lesson to duplicate a document. So there's different fonts, there's different sizes of the font, there's different styles, there's lines, there's bullets, there's columns. There's all sorts of different things that you can do to format a document in Word. And those things are going to be what you are demonstrating you have learned through this activity. So the first thing you have to do is open the sample document, and then you're going to also open a Microsoft Word file and duplicate the same document in Microsoft Word. So I already have the document open. It's a PDF, which means it's going to open in Adobe. You can't change this. It's a document that we want to pull from to make our Microsoft Word document, and that's why it's in this Adobe format. So I'm going to first just open up Microsoft Word, and I'm going to look at these side by side because I think that's going to be the easiest way to demonstrate what we need to do. So in the Microsoft Word document, you are just creating something that looks exactly like what you see on the other side of your screen in the PDF. So the first word on the PDF is name. I'm going to go ahead and type that in. Obviously, right off the bat, you can tell the formatting's not the same. So this word name needs to be larger. It needs to be in bold, it needs to be in a different font. It needs to be centered. It needs to be highlighted in yellow. So I'm going to do all of those things so that it matches exactly what we're seeing on the other side of the screen. And if I need any help, I can go back to the instructions on Blackboard, or I'm sorry, on Brightspace, to get a little bit of assistance so I don't have to go through all the different fonts and all the different sizes. I can kind of quickly look here and say, all right, it's either the Arial font, it's either Georgia or Times New Roman, and then it's going to be one of these font sizes. So I know that it's going to be font size 20 because of how large it is. So I'll do that first. I highlight, I go up here, and I select 20. I also know that this needs to be centered. So using my toolbar, I'm just going to center it. I know it needs to be in bold, so I will click the bold icon. I also know it needs to be highlighted in yellow. So here is our text highlight button. I'll highlight it. The font is not correct. You can tell that it looks a little bit different on the PDF versus what I can see on the Word document. So again, I'm just going to highlight it, and I believe, let me actually pull up this so I can be correct. I believe it is the Georgia font. So I'll just scroll down to Georgia, and there you go. The next thing you see on the PDF below that is a line. There's a couple different ways to put lines in. I like to just go to Insert, go to Shapes, and one of the first ones you see is Line. And I'm just going to draw this line right here. So you can tell on the PDF that the line is supposed to be black, and the one I have is blue. So up here, I have a little icon that shows that the line is blue. If I click down on this arrow, I can change to any color I want. And in order to duplicate what we have on the PDF version of this assignment activity, we can tell it's black, so I'm going to select black. And then I'm just going to go underneath and move on to the next section. So again, we're just completely duplicating what we see on the PDF in a Word document. I'm just going to type out the same information, the same text that we see over here. So 100 Community College Way, Baltimore, MD 21200. And already I know that this is not formatted properly. So it shouldn't be bold, and it needs to be smaller. So again, I can reference my assignment instructions in Blackboard, and I see it has to be one of these font sizes, 10, 11, 12, or 20. So I'll give 12 a shot and see that looks about right. And then I can move on to the next line, which is the phone number, 443-840-0000. And then there's a dot shape, which again, we can just go back to your shapes or your other add-ins and put that there. And might actually be under symbol. All right, and then we move on to the second part, which is email address ccbcmd@edu. Okay, now when you click to the next line or you push the space bar, a lot of times websites and email addresses will then show up with a blue text and an underline. That's called a hyperlink. And you can just use the right click button, and then this little menu bar pops up, and you can click remove hyperlink. That's going to make it so that it no longer has the blue font or the underline, and it will look exactly like it looks on the other side of the screen where the PDF version is showing. So that's just a quick start. You're just going to move through the rest of this document doing the same thing. You'll just type out the same exact text that you see on the PDF, and then you'll change the different font styles, sizes, and the fonts themselves, and all of the other things that you're going to need. So you will have to insert a table. You will have to use bullets and make 2 columns so that you're duplicating exactly what you see in this PDF. All right. Hopefully this is helpful, and best of luck in completing this assignment.